Brandon, how are you?
What's going on, Doug? How's it going?
Not much. How you been?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
You excited for tonight?
Uh, I mean, I guess it'll be an interesting series. Should be fun.
Should be fun.
Yeah,
Pitching against a powerful offense in the Dodgers.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be well. That park's that the balls are gonna be flying out of that park tonight. I mean, you've seen that in the last series with the Braves and the Dodgers. I mean, the ball was flying, and imagine with these two teams, both good home run. They're both good hitting home run teams. The balls are gonna be flying out of the park.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. But
Yeah.
good pitching always stops good offense, so we shall see.
We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be a
All right,
good
so
game.
let's get started with Adam Gase and the Jets. Why does he still have a job?
I mean that franchise is just a disaster. They're just a disaster. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, and you know, they they don't know what they. I mean, I don't think Darnold's the problem. I think Darnold's actually pretty good. I just think they don't know how to. Their defense isn't good. Um, you know, I don't know if trading Le'Veon Bell was the best option. Um, but we'll see. I mean, there's still plenty of games left. Maybe they could win a few before the end of the season.
Yeah, two.
Two would be good. Two would be. You know what? People, if three would be great. If they could win 3 games, that'd be great. Because how many games have they played already?
They're 0-6.
All right, so if they could win 3 games, that'd be good for this season. But that's not a satisfying season with only 3 wins. But maybe that would be a good stepping stone for next year. Maybe 3 wins will get them going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
He hasn't done anything with Miami, and now he's the Jets head coach, and he's won what, like 7 games and 15 losses.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he's a good. I mean, he's known to. I mean, he's not a terrible coach, but I guess his team is just really bad.
Yeah, well, if you look at the Jets, they don't really have a top receiver. Jamison Crowder. I can't name the rest.
Yeah, I just they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do.
A lot of problems. I mean, we could say the Giants have a few, but they've been improving, and we got our first win on Sunday. Lucky win.
That was a lucky win. They almost lost. They almost lost though.
Yeah, that 2 point at the end really screwed Washington over.
Yep, yep, totally.
So I was talking to my friend last night. They moved to Florida a few years ago, and he said that if we beat the Eagles on Thursday, we could be tied for first place.
We tied for first place. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
because they'll be 2-5, and I think the Cowboys would be 2-4.
yeah, the NFC East is very close. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, the season is still very early if you think about it. But let's see if the Giants could come out Thursday and win against the Eagles. If they could win, then this is going to be now the season has turned around and it might be in the Giants' favor.
Yeah, 2-5. It turned around.
That's
What do you
the
think we do next year? Do you think we try and add more pieces to the O line, or give Jones another receiver, defense?
well. I think you know you're gonna have to make sure Barkley's healthy. Having Barkley back will be beneficial. Um, but I think Daniel Jones is still developing. I think the team could be. I think what he's got is pretty good. I just think he's got a lot more work to do. I really do.
Oh yeah, I like Slayton. I like Ingram. I like
Yeah,
Sterling Shepard.
yeah, I like those guys. Slayton's very good. Slayton has potential. I really do. Um, but yeah, Barkley out doesn't help the development of this team. So hopefully next year, Barkley's healthy. Maybe they could win some games. Maybe they could be a potential wild card team.
Can you imagine Barkley and Freeman?
Yeah, I mean that'd be good. That'd be really
That
good.
would be a good duo.
I haven't really seen Freeman play that much, but I I don't go in depth with all the players on the Giants. I just look at the bait, like like the guys who are notable, like Barkley and Slayton, and Shepard. I never really seen how Freeman plays really, um, but it seems like it could be a good power. It'd be a good duo. I mean, he's got there's a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of work to do on the team. I'm going to go Dodgers in 7. I think it's going to go to 7 games this series. I think the Dodgers are going to end up winning in 7. I was thinking it would be 6, but I think Rays are going to force a game 7.
Yeah, I see the Rays winning in 6. I think our pitching is what's better. Kershaw, I don't trust. But if you look at the way our pitching has been, you have Charlie Morton, Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, and then we have that occasional bullpen game. And the way Morton plays in decision games, elimination games lately, I think he's 4-0 and his ERA is like 0.67. That is going to be huge for us. And I truly think we're going to win in 6. And Charlie Morton will take home a World Series MVP trophy.
Yeah, I mean the Braves bullpen is just they are pretty deadly, especially with Castillo. That could be your setup, your closer. You got Fairbanks, who had a very good series with the Astros and the Yankees, and Ryan Thompson has potentials. I mean, I like Ryan Thompson. You got that unusual sidearm pitcher. So yeah, the bullpen. It might come down to the bullpen. Maybe the bullpen could shut down the Dodgers in late inning games. But yeah, you got to watch, the home run. You can't. The Rays have to watch those fastballs because the Dodgers are a fast swinging team. They'll hit the fastballs right out of the park. They have to be careful with those pitches right down the middle because the Dodgers will take advantage of those pitches.
Oh yeah, especially Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, Justin Turner. We have
Yeah,
to find a way to put those guys in a slump.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be a very competitive series. It's not going to be a sweep for each other. It's going to go far. It's going to go very far in the series.
So, and speaking of Charlie Morton, I do believe he is a free agent this year. Do you see him retiring, being in his late 30s, almost 40s? Or do you see a team like the New York Yankees or the New York Mets going after Charlie Morton?
I don't think he's going to retire yet. I think he's got a couple more years left. So I think he's going to get one more little contract with another team. I don't think he's going to end up with the Yankees or the Astros. I can see him re-signing with the Rays. I think first of all, I think the Rays like him. I think the Rays think he's a good asset to their rotation. But that's up to the Sternberg family and their management. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, maybe if the Rays do win a championship this year, maybe Morton will think about retiring. But if he doesn't win a championship, maybe he will play a couple more years. So I think a championship this year can determine his future.
Yeah, I mean, he's won one with the Astros in 2017. He closed out that game 7. So I think he wants one more to do it with a different team.
I think especially with the short season, I think he wants one more. He wants one more, and I think one more would seal the deal for him.
So we have to talk a local team, and the Knicks brought in Tom Thibodeau. I believe they have the 5th pick in this year's NBA draft. Surprisingly, the draft is in October this year with everything going on. Where do you see the Knicks going? Do you see them maybe trading down? Do you see them spending in free agency, which is rare for a New York team at the Garden? So where do your New York Knicks go, starting with the draft, then heading into free agency?
Well, the draft is going to be who knows. If the Knicks could go after Cole Anthony, that would be a great pick for them. Cole Anthony, Greg Anthony's his father, who was a New York Knick. It would get to pass his legacy over to his son in the city, in the Mecca. If the Knicks could get Cole Anthony, that would be a great thing for them. But the Knicks also need to go into free agency and sign some good players. Now, what happens is we go into free agency, we go after all these big players, and the Knicks haven't signed one. They haven't signed one superstar.
I know they get like a Taj Gibson,
a Wayne Ellington,
Marcus Morris.
Well, I like Marcus. See, if they can go after Marcus Morris again, who is a free agent, that'd be a great thing for them. Marcus Morris left on. I feel like he left on kind of like, like on a short term. Like he had a really good season with the Knicks, and then they traded him. Like, why? I guess they wanted to save money, but if they could sign him to another contract, that'd be great because he's a clutch shooter when it comes down to the end of games. He won a lot of games for the Knicks. Actually, he hit game-winning shots and and them. But if they could get a couple of, if they can get Chris Paul, I'd take Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a good player.
Yeah, he
But
would. He'd be a good fit in New York.
well, they were talking about trading him, but if they could trade him, who would you have to give up? You would have to give up like Frank Ntilikina and maybe a couple of draft picks. But Chris Paul would be great if you could get Chris Paul. That'd be because that's who they're really going after the most. I feel like is Chris Paul.
Yeah, I think if there's someone they have to go after, I think that would be the guy.
I mean, he still. I mean, he carried the Thunder to a pretty. He carried the Thunder to the playoffs. This year. And he's still got a lot of juice in him. If he could be the Chris Paul that he's supposed to be, the Knicks could, be something special again.
Yeah, that's been a while.
It's been, what is it, 8 years since
Yeah,
2012?
2011, 2012 was their year. I think they won like 50 games.
Yeah, I mean, the 2011, 2012, wasn't that the lockout season when they had only 66 games?
Oh, no, they made 2011, 2012. I think they won like 50 games.
Yeah.
Then
And
12, 13 was the lockout year. And I think they lost to the Celtics in the playoffs or the Heat.
yeah. Well, I remember they beat the Celtics in the first round in 2012, 2013, and then they lost the Pacers in the second round that year.
Oh, yeah, that might have been 13, 14.
I think that was 2012, 2013. 2013, 2014, they missed the playoffs. They had the same team. They just missed the playoffs that year.
So who do they lose to in 11, 12?
Oh,
Celtics?
they played the Celtics in back-to-back seasons in the playoffs. They lost to the Celtics in the first round, that 2011, 2012 season, and then they beat the Celtics in 2012, 2013.
Oh, and then they lost to the Heat, right?
Well, no, they actually lost to the Heat in. No, I'm sorry. They lost to the Celtics in 2010 to 2011. And then in 2011 to 2012, they lost to the Heat. Yeah, they lost to the Heat in 2011 to 2012.
And then 12, 13 is the Pacers.
Yeah.
So they had a 3-year run and really couldn't show anything for it.
And that was when they had like Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo. Who else did you guys have?
We had Tyson Chandler, who was a big powerhouse to our roster. We had even Jason Kidd for one of those seasons.
Oh yeah, I remember that shot against Brooklyn.
Oh,
I'm surprised you're not letting Fitzy finish the year and give Tua one more year to learn.
Well, is he starting just this game, Tua, or is he just start, or is he going
I
to
don't know. I just said that in week 7 he's backing up.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, hopefully Tua will be as good as people think he is,
Yeah, you really see a left-hander.
Oh yeah, it's an unusual type of quarterback.
Yeah, the last time when did we see a left-hander?
I don't know.
Mike Vick, Steve Young,
Vic. Yeah, I mean, I know there had to be one before after that. I don't remember. I don't keep track really of the left-hand quarterbacks and right-hand quarterbacks.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we've ever had one really since Vick and Young. I mean, we probably did. Oh, Matt Leinart, but he wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
He had that one fluky year, but that's about it.
I think Boomer Esiason was a left-hand quarterback.
Yeah, Boomer was. Hey. Yeah, but I'm talking the 2000s, not the 90s. Yeah. We really haven't had one.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
It has. It really has.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be interesting now to see how it goes with Tua.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully he'll be and hopefully he doesn't get injured. Hopefully he doesn't get like injured a lot, because he's very.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that.
Oh yeah,
Who knows? Maybe they'll take over the division. Buffalo's been struggling. They're 4-2 now, right?
yeah. I mean, yesterday was a tough game. The Chiefs are just too tough. I mean, D my associate DJ Adam, a Bills fan, thought that the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs, and I'm like, the Chiefs are a tough team. It'd be very hard to beat the Chiefs, I think. So, the Bills look. The defense was a little off yesterday, but the Chiefs are just really tough. They're really tough, and I think they're good. I think they're going to win this. I mean, people think they're going to win the Super Bowl again.
Oh yeah, I think they're going back.
They're going to go back. I don't know if they're going to. They might win it again, but they're definitely going to go to the Super Bowl. They're definitely going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh yeah, I think they'll be there, 100%.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they just gave Mahomes that big contract, and he well deserves it because he could be the next Tom Brady in football. He can be.
What the Patriots were, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the Chiefs do.
And Andy Reid is a good coach too, so they got something really good going in Kansas City right now.
I mean, I think on our preview show I said that about the Ravens, but I think they're a few steps away. After seeing the way they've been performing, I think they're a few steps away. But the Chiefs, I wouldn't be surprised if they're that next dynasty.
Oh, 100%. Just 100% right. I mean, they could be the next powerhouse in professional sports, in terms of like championship caliber teams. You got the Lakers, the Celtics, and the NBA, the Yankees in baseball. The Kansas City Chiefs could be the next powerhouse organization in the NFL. They really can. And they're showing you that they can be.
Yeah. And when you have a guy like Mahomes.
I mean, and Mahomes.
Can you imagine if you're a Bears fan?
Yeah. Imagine.
Well, the Jets had a chance to get him too, right?
Who, Mahomes?
Yeah, because he went, 11?
Yeah. I don't remember the draft really. What pick did Mahomes go? 11?
He went like 11 or 12. But the Chiefs, I think Chiefs traded down to get him, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine all those teams now. Yeah, but the question is, can Mahomes? The question is, would Mahomes be able to play with the Jets?
Well, that's a question. I mean, it also comes down to maybe pressure in New York. Sometimes the New York pressure around the New York media can influence the way you play.
Definitely.
Kansas City, it's they got a good sport. They got good sports there, but it's not as a powerhouse of a media as New York is. New York's got like one of the biggest medias in the country. Kansas City, there's not as much pressure on you as New York.
And great home field too.
Great home field. And I've been. I don't know if you've ever been to Kansas City. It's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful stadium they play at, Arrowhead.
Oh, I would love to go.
I was there last season because I went on a tour of the Kaufman Stadium where the Royals play, and they play right next to it, and it's just a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, I believe it. You could hear it on TV. Cuomo, he seems like a nice guy, but politics-wise,
you remember at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone loved him. They thought he was God.
Yeah.
As they started to not reopen New York City until later in June or July, people were like fed up with him already. They didn't want anything to do with him anymore,
Yeah. Everyone's moving out. Everyone hates Cuomo and de Blasio.
Oh, the people, especially my parents, who are workers in the New York City Department of Education, they hate de Blasio. I mean, they don't hate him, but they dislike him a lot.
I could imagine.
They think my parents say they shouldn't have been working in the schools when the pandemic started because they made him go to work for a few days before the pandemic started to get really bad. And they were, people were getting sick and stuff. and that's why people really didn't like De Blasio at that point.
Yeah. Because
But
every school, a lot of schools in Jersey went virtual, but I think Sayreville is going back actually today.
yeah, that's I know our district, Frio Regional, a lot of kids are going back here too. Today. Yeah.
Damn, yeah. Because they went back right away.
It's just not a good situation going on. It's just not. It's like sad. It's like everything. Like it's I you know I was nobody likes going back to school in September and stuff. But I feel like that should be the way we do it, is going back to school in person in September. It's like sad. It's like, for,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like sad the way this world is taking over schools now. It's just
Yeah.
not sad. It's very sad, Doug.
Especially if you're young, you need that. You need that. How do you say, like, that communication in person? You need
And
to see your
you need to be around
friends.
kids. You need to be around other students. You need to socialize. And unfortunately, the kids, they're home a lot of this time. It's not the way it should be working out.
Yeah. Hey, so we did what? We did sports. We did politics. We just didn't do faith today.
We didn't do faith, but God bless you.
Yeah. God bless you too, Brandon.
Yeah. Doug, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk soon, man.
Definitely. Hopefully, we could get Andrew back.
Listen, if we get Andrew back, let's definitely do it back in person.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
And
love
maybe
that.
maybe Matty kind of retired, but maybe we could try to get him back too.
Yeah. As if his schedule isn't booked.
Yeah, he claims his schedule is booked. Yeah, he's got a lot of schoolwork and stuff, I guess, to do.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, because that was weird. Angie's like, "Oh, I can't do the shows anymore. I'm sending in my resignation." Uh, Meanwhile, he's watching us.
Is he watching us now?
No, today I think he has like class right now, but
Oh,
that was weird last week. He was watching us,
right,
and
right,
then
right. He was watching. Yeah,
we
he's
had him
watching
on
you.
for like 5 minutes.
Hmm. Yeah, but hopefully soon we could get back and do it in person. Like the shows and
Oh yeah,
stuff.
that would be great. And then we'll either broadcast it on Facebook Live or we'll have it on the official Sir Robert Broadcasting Instagram account.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the Instagram lives are good, but it's good to do it in person too.
Yeah, because then we could get callers like this. People really don't know we're doing it
Yeah.
until after the fact.
I got. The thing is, if Andrew didn't want to do the show, I know another person. Maybe your brother would want to do the show.
I mean, we could try, but James is quiet.
Yeah, James is he's the technical producer.
Yeah, the intern.
That's right.
All right, Brian, it's been a pleasure. I gotta go talk to the press now.
All right, go talk. Let me know
All
how.
right, thanks, Brandon. I'll see you next time.
Peace out, brother.
All right, take care, buddy.
Bye.